Hi, this is Mary Carroll Thiel coming to you from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And I'm going to show you today how to make this pretty simple card using the beautiful butterflies, hybrid embossing folder, and stamp set. Can't tell you what it's like out today because it keeps changing. It was raining this morning, thundering, then it cleared up. Now it seems to be cloudy again, but I think it's fairly warm outside anyway. So this is how I made this card. First, I want to show you what I used to make this card and some of the other things that you can do with this pretty special set of dies and the embossing folder. So first of all, here's the paper that I used. This is called Beautiful Bokeh, or I've heard people say bouquet. I'm not really sure. I should have looked it up. To me, it seems like it should be bokeh. So anyway, you've got a pack. This paper comes in a pack of 48 of these 6x6 sheets. They're double-sided, so I'm going to show you one side first. So we've got this. We've got beautiful yellow. We've got this beautiful coral, balmy blue, fresh freesia, and berry burst. Now I'll show you the other sides. Those all have kind of the bokeh design. And these are a little more spattered and a little more variated in color. So this is the one I used to make this card. I used the back side of this one. Okay, so we've got this one, we've got this one, this one, this one, and this one. So that's the paper I used, and that is in the Spring Mini Catalog, which is good until the end of April. Okay, so let me show you some things about the dies. So, and stamps. So here's the stamp set, and here's the embossing folder. Now this embossing folder can work like a regular embossing folder. You put your paper in, you run it through the machine, and you take it out, and you've got this big embossed butterfly in the middle and lots of smaller ones around the edges and a bunch of cool dots on there. Or if you want to cut this big butterfly out and emboss it at the same time, you put your paper in, you take this big die. See this side here that says Stampin' Up? That's your top. And you're going to fit this right on there. It kind of just falls into place. There's kind of a ridged edge which goes down so that it cuts your paper. So you put that in, you run it through, and you're going to get something like this. Okay, here's one I made out of the bokeh paper, and you can see it's kind of got these white lines in here. I used a shim, and that I think it made it thick enough, made the sandwich thick enough so that it pressed down more and kind of cut these white lines. So if you don't want those white lines, don't use a shim. This is just made out of regular Native Navy cardstock. So that's one of the cool things that you can do with this stamp set. Stamp die bundle. All right, let me show you what else you can do here. So you can stamp the big butterfly, use this same die to just cut it out as a standalone piece, not embossed, just stamped. It's got this butterfly and this butterfly, which there are stamps for, and then there are dies that will cut those out. So there's this die, which cuts that out. And I really like this butterfly. It's especially nice like on an envelope or inside your card. It's got, you know, that motion feel about it, that it's moving along. Okay, so we've got that. And we have this die, which will cut a butterfly like this. This is not the same as a stamped one. This is a standalone. Run it through, and you have a big, beautiful butterfly like that. You've got two exactly the same like this. That will cut out this little butterfly. And then you've got the two body pieces. That's so you can run two of them at a time. So if you're making a card that has like 4 of them, you can only have to run it through twice. Okay. Move those out of the way. Oh, this goes for that big butterfly that I cut out. You can cut out a body part for that and put it on there. It's just glued on. Then we have a couple of sentiment strips. So this works well with happy birthday. This works well with so thankful or for you. These stamps work nice inside or outside. Time to celebrate. In case you need me, I'm here. Hello, happy birthday, so thankful, and for you. And then we've got some little dots here just to decorate maybe the edges of your butterfly or maybe inside your card or any place you want. And then these two, I've seen people just stamp those on a cut alone butterfly. So you could use this one and just do a cut alone butterfly, and you could stamp these inside these spaces. Now, they're not exact fits, but they're not meant to be. They're meant to be kind of like a background, and then you put something else like this over the top of it. Okay, now this is kind of a special die, so I saved that one for last. What you do with this die is you take a piece of your cardstock, and this is your regular card size, so it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I can see this score line right here. And on your die, I don't know if you can see it or not, there's little slits here. They're not really slits, they're like indentations. But what you do is you match those up so that they match right on that score line that folds the card in half. And I'm going to put about the same amount of space here as on that side. And since I don't want this to slip when it goes through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, I'm just going to tape that down. And then I run it through, and what happens is it comes out like this. This part will cut out, and you still have your folding lines like that. I'm going to take my snips, and I'm just going to cut right here to there. And on the other side, do the same thing. Cut right there. And I have kind of a special piece there. So you can make a card that will flip open like this. Now in the background here, you could put any kind of paper you want. Okay, see how that works? You can decorate up this butterfly. You can do whatever you want with it. And there's a lot of different things I've seen people do. So that's what that die does. If you wanted to have like just the shape of the butterfly, you could do that and not have any rectangle in the back at all. Just a butterfly that folds into a card. I bet a lot of people would like that. All right. So back to our card that we're going to make. So we've got this. And what I did was, this is fresh freesia. I already cut and scored it, so all I have to do is fold it. Then I have a piece that's just 1/8 of an inch smaller. So this folded is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So this piece is not 4 1/4, it's 4 1/8, and it's not 5 1/2, it's 5 3/8. So I'm going to glue that on. And this is kind of how I glue. I get something around the edge because I don't like loose edges, and then I just scribble in the middle. And I put that right on there, and it's just a very, very skinny little edging there. Okay. Then I took a piece of that beautiful bokeh paper, and I cut it another 1/8 of an inch smaller. So this is 4 1/4. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And you can find all these dimensions on my blog, which is linked in the description below. You can find how to make this card, all the directions, pictures, and also all the other cards that I've been making for the last year are on there. Maybe year plus. All right, so I'm going to glue this one on. And that border just gives you, just kind of elevates your design a little bit. It looks more like a piece of art. All right, I'll put that on. And when you have really skinny little borders, it's really easy to center them because the border is so little. It's much harder. The bigger your border, the harder it is to center. Okay, so I've got that. Pretty simple so far, right? Okay, so next, out of my scrap from that, you know, when you cut this, you're going to have a piece over, this is 4 inches, so you're going to have a piece that's 2 inches wide here. So what I did with that is I turned it over, and I found a yellow edge here, and I took my 2-inch punch, and this will just barely fit on there, just fit. And I punched it out. Now this kind of looks like a sun or the moon coming up, whatever you want it to be. And that's going to go there. Shoot, I should have stamped this first because you always stamp before you glue in case it doesn't stamp the way you wanted it to stamp. But this stamp is not from the Beautiful Butterfly stamp set. This is from Textured Notes. It's this one right here. But you could use any stamp that's like a stem, a leaf stem, maybe even like wildflowers or something like that. I'm just going to stamp that up. Now this stamp set is a distinctive stamp set, and it has different degrees of blackness in it on purpose. So I'm going to fit that right there, put it down. Notice how well I stamped that because I want it to be good. I'm just going to let the ink transfer. There you go. See what I mean by how light it is there? Now, I decided I want a little bit more definition on the edges there. So I took my black Stampin' Right marker, and these are like $3.50 or something, and I just went around the edges. I hope you're not getting the top of my head in here. That would really be unhappy. So I'm just going to do that. Just the edges and those stem lines. And it just gives it a little bit more of the look that I wanted to have. So here we go. This stamp reminds me a little bit of a different stamp set that we had. I don't remember the name of it, but some of the stamps were like clear. I really liked it. I never got it, but I really liked it. Okay, there we go. And this one. So what can I tell you? I went out to lunch with a friend of mine today, Her name is Mary as well as me, and we used to work together years ago. And so about every 3 or 4 months or so, we get together for lunch, and we talk for like 3 hours. Luckily, the restaurant we go to doesn't care. Because we just have so much to say to each other. We just have so much in common. Here we go. My husband's name is Joe. Her husband's name is Joe. We each have 3 kids. All kinds of things. Her daughter's birthday is the same day as my birthday. We each have 2 boys and a girl. Just was kind of really amazing when we were finding all this stuff out. One of the first days that we ever worked together, and we're just getting to know each other. And we've been friends ever since. Worked together for 9 or 10 years. Okay, almost done. And one more. See how that just kind of adds something. There, okay, I like that. So this will go over here when it goes on. Then I took a little bit of my leftover paper right here, cut it out with the die. And now I'm going to stamp happy birthday on there, because that's what I send the most out of, more birthdays than anything else. Center that nicely. Well, I hope it's straight. Pretty good. All right. And that's all the stamping I have on the outside of the card. I can stamp the inside too. So what I did with this is I put a couple of dimensionals on that. Put that along the bottom of the card. Look at that one. Okay. Just going to put it right in the middle, like that. Okay. And then I'm going to put this on dimensionals up in the corner up there. This is that 2-inch circle that I made with the punch. I love punches. And then I'm just going to put that right up there in the corner. And now I can put my butterflies in. And my butterflies, I just cut them out. Got 3 of them using Calypso coral paper, this die, and that body. So there's my 3rd one. And my bodies. Sounds kind of funny, my bodies. All right, I'll put a little glue here, just a tad. Put that on so the head peeks out over the top. So I can't wait for spring. I can't believe that it's almost April. What is April 1st? Is that tomorrow? April Fool's Day? I think it might be tomorrow. I have no jokes planned, but my kids are all grown and gone, so I'd have to have just the right one for my husband, or he wouldn't appreciate it too much. Depends on his mood. Depends on his mood. Okay, so there we go. So I've got my 3 butterflies, and I'm going to put these butterflies, I'm going to turn them over, and I'm going to put them on dimensionals. So I'm going to use the mini dimensionals for this. Now you can buy big dimensionals, you can buy little dimensionals, or you can buy a combination pack. So I'm just going to put a little one there in the center, and it just fits just right. One right there. One right there. And I'm just going to look at this and see how I did it, because I like how I did it before. Put that there. Put this one up here. And then this one I want, so it's partially on top of that moon or sun right there. Okay. And you can put extra dimensionals under those little parts if you want. You can cut little tiny pieces and stick them under there if you want, but this will hold just fine. And then I took my Wink of Stella brush, which I love and use a lot, and I just went around the edge of this to give it a little bit of a sparkle. Because the moon or the sun, you know, light can have a sparkle to it. And who doesn't like a little sparkle on their card? And then I put just a little bit on the tips of the wings here. A little bit there. Okay. One more little detail. I use these rhinestones, which are the rhinestone basic jewels. I use these on about 50% of my cards at least. And it looks like I'm out of the biggest ones, so I'm going to pick the middle-sized one and just put one there and one there. There we go. And since we have some time here, we'll make an inside. So for the inside, I have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 inch cardstock cut. Just cut it in white. And I want to put in Time to Celebrate inside there. So let's ink this up. Now when you stamp this stamp, you've got two kinds of fonts on here. You've got this nice typed Time To, and then kind of this more free-form Celebrate. What I like to do is I like to make sure that Time To part is straight. Yeah, that should work. Put it on like that. Not perfectly straight, but I think it works. And then I'm going to take a Calypso Coral stamp set or stamp pad and put some of these little dots that were part of that stamp set and just put a few there. Oh, that doesn't look very Calypso Corally. Maybe it'll dry better. Maybe I had black on that stamp. Okay, well, we'll see. And then I'm going to put one of these butterflies on there too. Right like that. Right in that corner there. There, that's what color it's supposed to look like. I must have had a little black left on that. Didn't clean that off very well. Anyway, it looks great. And then I can just glue this inside my card. So at the end here, don't turn it off yet, I want to show you some other cards that were made using this hybrid embossing folder and stamp set, because you really can do a variety of things. And that's one thing I really like about a stamp set, is when you can do a lot of different things with it. So I noticed just before I went to tape this video that this set is currently unavailable, but it is on order and they should be getting more in. So don't worry, just if if you try to order it and it's not there, just wait a day or two and go back and you can order it. Okay, here we go. Look at that. Now I have 2 of them. Yay! So here are the cards, other cards that I want to show you. Get rid of my mess here. Some of these I made, some of them I designed, some of them I just made from other people's designs, and some of them I got in some swaps. So here's one I made, and I used the glimmer paper, the 2003 to 2005 in color glimmer paper. Doesn't that sparkle and pop? I just used some circles and stuck those images up on circles, and I used a different embossing folder in the back there. Okay, happy birthday. This is very simple, but very striking. See those dots I said I use all the time? There they are. So it's just the embossed. It's 3 layers. It's got Caden Craze on the bottom, Calypso Coral, and then a piece of the bokeh paper, or bouquet paper. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong. And then that glued on the top there. And I just cut off the end of the sentiment to put it on there. This one I really like, and there's a special reason why I really like this one. See these squares here? These are 1.5-inch squares. And when you cut a card front from a 6x6 piece of paper, you have a 2-inch strip left on the side. So I can easily make these 1.5-inch squares from that strip. So these are 1.5 inches square, and then this big square, I believe, is 3 1/4. Okay. Okay. This design I partially used from someone else, but I took a embossed butterfly and I cut it so they're 1.5-inch squares. So I just cut it that way, cut it that way, put a 1-inch strip down here, happy birthday, a bow, and some tinsel gems. This is one I designed. Again, I was able to use up some of the paper from the sides of the 6x6-inch paper. It's a very simple one. This one was in the catalog, and I just copied it right out of the catalog. Perfect for simple, fast cards. Okay, this card, I was wondering where I got this one from, and then this fell out of it. So this was a swap card, and there's a lot of French on this swap card, so I know this came from the Stampin' Up! On Stage convention I was just at in Raleigh, North Carolina, because there were people from Canada there, and we were swapping. Anybody could swap with anybody. There was like 2,300 people there. It was huge, and it was a lot of fun. And I got a copy of the new catalog. I got some new of the in colors. Oh, I'll have to show you those next time. I don't have it out right now. I got to see some of the new sets, and they're a lot of fun. So there's that card, all black and white, and that uses Botanical Textures paper, I think, which is in the online exclusives. All right, happy birthday. I think I kind of copied this one, but this is mine. They're on the side, crooked like that. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Okay, this one I copied from online. No, this was a swap card. Okay, see how they did that? They, the card base itself is Calypso Coral. They took Night of Navy. They ran it through the embossing folder with the die cut. So it die cut this out of the middle. Then they used the die, same die, this one, cut out a piece of the bokeh paper, and it fits exactly in there. And then they took this die, cut that out, put it there with the body, put a little Wink of Stella on there and some of those same rhinestones that I like, and there you go. This is one of the other sentiments in case you need me, I'm here. Oh, look how they splattered that. I like that. That's a really fine splatter. This was a swap card as well. This was a swap card. So we've got the 3 different butterflies here, the 2 stamped ones that are cut out, and then the one that is the freestanding die. And they put on some little purple dots on there and some string. Remember this paper? Still available. They use the Time to Celebrate. They use some of those dots, stamped a butterfly, not cut out at all, just stamped. And then this one kind of shows that, where you can open that up, and then inside they put in this berry burst, cut to size, and then they just put a tag inside there. So you kind of have to write kind of small there. I think like, happy birthday, hugs, Mary. Or you could put something, it doesn't open up, so you could put something, a sheet on the back, just a white sheet, and write on the back too. So anyway, those are the cards that I have to show you, and I have a big favor to ask you. I am hoping that you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, that you would go onto my Facebook business page, marygoroundcards, and would follow me there so I can get my numbers up and I can do lives for you and able to answer questions as we go, and I can answer comments as we go. That would be a lot more fun than doing pre-recorded videos. All of my contact information, how to order things, how to get a catalog, how to get on my newsletter list, it's all in the comments down below this video. So it was great to spend some time with you. I'm so happy that you did. I hope to see you next week with another video. I'm planning to do something with the Storybook Gardens sets, and thank you for joining me. Have a great weekend. Bye.